The true hub for Chris Aiken Presents is their website, www.chrisaiken.net. You can watch all live episodes of the show live. Participate in the chat as well. You can get past shows in both audio and video on demand formats. Join Eric Ferentinos' VIP Facebook group right from our page. Bookmark it today. www.chrisaiken.net. That's CHRISAKIN.net.
Hi, this is Ian Hill from Judas Priest, and you're watching CMS TV.
It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com from the second release of Racer X. That was called Heart of a Lion. That one going out by request of Cole Robot. And starting off the show tonight, request for Scarfoot, a classic from Armored Saint with Can You Deliver? And the guy who's here to deliver the funny, my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on there, Chris?
What is up, sir? How we doing?
I'm doing well, I guess. I'm alive. I'm above ground. I'm healthy.
Those are good things.
I've got no complaints, so all good here.
Those are all good things.
All good things.
That's right.
I'm very blessed.
There you go.
So what's going on in the world of Chris Aiken? I know that you've been burning the candle at both ends, as seems to be my case as well.
Yeah, very busy. Definitely, it was money hunting week this week. I felt like, as much as I work, I felt like I was out of my groove a little bit as far as work. So I really kind of pushed myself back into my groove this week and did things that I haven't done in probably a year or two. Set financial goals for the week. You got to make $1,500 or this is a bad week. You know, those types of things.
Right.
And then attacked those types of things. And so luckily, and hit that goal. Thank God this week. I hit the 2,000 this week. So I was like, okay, cool.
Did you invoke the spirit of Madonna? Get back into the groove?
I'd like to get back into her 84 groove. That's for sure.
When she was crossing the borderline.
I would have crossed that borderline too.
I'm sure you would have. So this week for me just absolutely flew by. I mean, it was such a blur that when I look back and try to remember one thing that was eventful this week.
Right.
It's like the week. It's like I've been in a coma all week. It's just been like that. You know?
I get it.
It's just almost robotic or something. You know, you get up, you do what you got to do. You heat it up and burn it out, as Black and Blue used to sing.
Yeah.
And here we are again. So I didn't really have a whole lot of interaction with anybody outside of work. It just seems like I worked and slept. That's about
Well, at least you got the sleep part in. I'm definitely off that game. I'm literally going to bed at 6:00 in the morning and getting up at 9:30. And somewhere in that 9:30 to noon range is my get up time. At least this last week, it just was I am total, like today. I got up today. I went to bed. I think I went to bed at 8:00 this morning. I know the sun was up. And I got out of bed at noon, but then I pretty much slept all day. I just kind of turned on the Shield and let it run and just kind of slept in and out all day long.
You got up at the crack of noon just like a POC.
Yeah, pretty much. POS, a piece of shit.
Same thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't do shit today. I mean, nothing. Just laid in bed this is the first time I've been up, I think, more than 10 minutes all day today.
Yeah. Well, I was watching the Scot Petersen
that new one?
The new documentary. I watched that in tranches this week, until until I went to sleep. And
Right.
I was watching the last of it last night, and I fell asleep kind of early, and I woke up and it was like, I don't know, it was like 10 minutes to midnight, and the
Okay.
lights were on, TV was still on. I was just, I got to get up. I got to brush my teeth. I got to, go to bed properly, as it were, turn the TV off, turn on some O&A,
Right.
drift back to sleep. So I drift back to sleep, and something wakes me up, like right at 2:00, 2:30, a little bit around there. Something wakes me up.
Right.
And I wake up and I'm hearing scratching, just
Okay.
what the fuck was that? Exactly. It's like, what the fuck is that? And I'm just like laying still, just, you do that listening with your eyes.
Yeah, right.
Just like, okay, what direction is that noise coming from? It's like,
Right.
what is that? And I have a, over on my dresser, I have this spaceship. It's like this little spaceship, and it's like hovers over a magnetic stand, so the spaceship itself just kind of
Yeah, like a magnet pushed thing.
Sure. Yeah, and it just sits there and hovers, and it spins, right? It's a little, and it's got LED lights on it, so it kind of gives the room just a little bit of light.
Okay.
And the LED lights just kind of flicker blue, green, red, and just go through this whole litany of colors. And then I realized that the noise was coming from my right. So I roll over in bed and I look over toward the floor. There goes a mouse scurrying across the floor.
Oh boy.
What the fuck? and it ran under the bed to the opposite side of the bed. I roll over and I hear it scratching, like, what the fuck is that? And I roll over and I have a nightstand right next to my bed, and I look down between the crack of the nightstand. Well, there's a teeny little crack in between where the wall meets.
Oh, and they found it.
And it was just down right where the carpeting goes to the point.
Right.
And it was in there pulling the carpeting shreds in because it dove in there, I guess. And then I guess it tries to cover the entrance,
Right.
So it's just like, what the fuck? It's like, that's the first time I've seen a mouse in this house, and since I've lived here for 20 years.
And that sucks too, because they're a bitch to get rid of too.
Well, it must have come in from the outside because it's right against an outside wall. And somehow it figured out how to get into the house,
Sure.
And so I decided, well, I got to go get a trap,
Right.
So I got up, showered, shaved, the whole shebang bang, and I thought, well, while I'm out, I'll hit the grocery store. I was just in this mood. I haven't been there.
Was
in a
this
while.
at 2 a.m, or was this the next day?
No. This is just like a couple hours ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
A few hours ago. And so it was a warm day here. It was like 80, 82 degrees. And,
Okay.
so I got up, dressed, out the door. For some reason, people were just sort of like overly friendly today. I don't know what it was. It was the weirdest damn thing. But I went to Home Depot to go get a trap.
Okay.
And then to cover up the hole, I got some of that spray foam insulation stuff. It seals cracks and holes.
Sure, right.
So I went to get a can of that. So the minute I walked through the door, this girl who works there at Home Depot, she jumps out from behind the cash register right away. Hi, sir. Can I help you? I was just like, yeah. I said, I'm just looking for some spray foam insulation. And oh, well, and she puts her hand on my shoulder and she goes, well, you go down here to aisle 25 and you'll see it over here. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Come on, let me show you. Hey.
This girl just overly friendly. I was just like, wow, okay. So I went down, found what I needed, found a mouse trap or whatever. So she was working the cash register I had to get out of the store at, and she went, hello, sir, did you find everything? Just real happy, friendly, just bubbly, and just, wow, okay, cool. So then I was just in this mood. I hadn't been there in a while, so I thought I'd go to Chipotle. I was kind of in the mood for one of their burritos,
Okay.
I literally haven't been there in months.
Sure.
And it's right across the street. So I walk in there, and the young people working behind the counter there, just real friendly, just real friendly. And the one girl, she goes, "Have you ever seen that Dog the Bounty Hunter?"
Oh, Jesus.
I said, "Yeah, I know." I said, I hear that all the time. He stole my look, from what I understand. Oh, they thought that was the funniest goddamn thing they ever heard. Everybody,
here's a free burrito. Here you go.
it was like that, It's like, okay. So I thought, man, my karma must be up today or something, My chi must be on.
That's right. Your spirit aligned.
So I walk out into the parking lot,
right,
and there's this group of people, older, look like a family, mom, dad, couple kids, the older, and they're all standing near my car,
okay,
not right next to it, but just like one space over, and they're all gathered there.
Sure.
I come walking out of the car, and the father, I'm assuming he's the father, he says, "We were waiting for you to come out because we all just want to hear you start this thing up and drive away."
Jesus.
I said, "Did you want to drive it?" "Oh, hell yeah. That's a beautiful car. What year is that?" I said, "Well, it's the 24. It's the last one." "Oh my God. We were just all standing here admiring it. We were hoping you'd come out and, so we could hear you fire it up and drive away."
Jesus, really?
Really? This is no shit.
What were they driving? That they were so in need to see you start your car?
I don't know what it was, but they were
Subaru.
I don't know, but they were just all standing there, just gawking at it, admiring it. I was like, "Oh, that's such a beautiful car." I said, "Oh, thanks. I made it myself."
Yeah, exactly.
I made the money to buy it myself, I guess.
That's right.
So then I had to swing through the grocery store, right? Mm-hmm. So I go to the grocery store and pick up a few things, and I bought some wine, and typically on a Saturday, the cashiers that they have working there are underage. They're not old enough to handle,
alcohol or whatever.
Alcohol. And so the girl who was scanning my stuff, she had to get on the phone and call for somebody older, supervisor, whatever. So this girl comes running over, and she goes, "Hello, sir. How are you? How's your day today?" I'm just chatty. And I was just, "Wow, what is it? Is it my cologne or what is it?"
And meanwhile, you're like, "Can I just get my fucking shit?"
It really wasn't that bad. I was just really surprised that everywhere I went, it was just like very positive, upbeat, friendly, just chatty, I was like, what is it that I did today? It's just like, wow, I must have something on me,
right?
But that was the reaction I got everywhere I went today. It was just like, wow, what's going on with this? Must be putting off a good vibe today.
Yeah. You had the little glow to you or something.
I must have. You would have thought I just got laid or something.
You had that Jesus rising from the whole glow. Whoa!
It's just like he just got laid look.
Yeah, exactly. Come touch my finger. I am a god.
But it was an interesting afternoon for sure. I was just like, wow, what's up with this? So I don't know. It was just a very weird, what do you want to call a vibe today?
Yeah, well, enjoy it while you can.
Hey,
because
I'm not complaining. I just thought it was interesting that it happened 3 and 4 times in a row. Yeah, everywhere I went was less like this magnetic thing.
I'd imagine you got your yearly dose all today.
That's it. The rest of the year is going to be shit.
That's right. Starting Monday, it'll be back to, what the fuck do you want?
Exactly.
Why are you bothering me shopping in this store?
Exactly. So I guess it'll cap off the day if at the end of the show I go downstairs and there's a mouse in the trap.
That would be good.
Yeah,
this could be it. It's that Kamala joy spreading all over.
Might be that Kamala joy.
Could be.
Instead of palm olive joy, it's Kamala joy.
That's right. Could be. The whole universe is now elated by the thought of a communist taking over the one non-communist country.
Right, exactly. Everybody's got some joy down in their heart.
They do.
So anyway, that's how I spent my afternoon. And then, I had some time before the show. And so I was watching some of my favorite cop videos.
Okay.
And I got stuck on the sovereign citizen videos. Have you ever seen those?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A bunch of fucking idiots.
I don't have to have a license to drive a car because I'm traveling.
Yeah, I'm a sovereign citizen.
This isn't a commercial vehicle. I'm traveling. I don't need a license. I don't need to identify myself. I'm a sovereign citizen.
Yeah, fuck off. Yeah, the guys on Patrol Live fucking rag on those people constantly. And that show's as safe as it gets.
Right, of course.
But even with those guys being all safe, they're just like, oh boy, another fucking sovereign citizen video.
Yeah, yeah. I'm an international something or another, and I don't consent to the laws and rules of this country, so therefore I don't have to abide by them.
Yeah, that's a good theory.
That's basically what it was. And, I'd seen and read and seen interactions with the whole sovereign citizen thing. So, of course, my mind gets to wandering. Okay, where did this all start? And
right.
I guess this was a movement that started in the early 70s.
Okay, yeah, it was from those guys that all started with the tax things, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, if you don't pay taxes the first time, you're not on the hook for it any time.
Exactly.
Yeah, those guys.
So it just kind of blossomed from there that, well, I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that because the law is written in such a way that if I cherry pick it, I can make it say anything I want it to.
Sure.
So I was watching some of those interactions, which always makes me laugh.
Right.
And it's like, let me see your license. And they make their own license plate too. Some of them do. They make their own license plate. It says, I'm a sovereign citizen, no license, no insurance, no registration required. Oh, okay. You're free to go. As long as you made up your own license, that's cool.
Yeah, well, as long as you have a claim.
Sorry I bothered you. I didn't mean to disturb you traveling.
Didn't mean to interrupt you here in the United States with the United States laws. No. You shouldn't. I should not have disturbed you. Continue on, sir.
Please move along.
Yeah.
This isn't a traffic stop. This is a Terry stop.
That's right. And the same people that are bitching about the fucking border will be the same ones saying that they're sovereign citizens.
Right, of course.
Forgetting all those people think they're sovereign citizens. Unreal.
Yeah. So I get a kick out of watching that stuff too. So it's just always entertaining to me to know that there are other people that live in among the normal people.
Sure.
That are kind of little loony out there.
More than a little.
Mm-hmm. They were probably all at the Democratic National Convention here in Chicago.
Ugh, speaking of loot, how did that affect your town? Was it just a disaster?
It didn't affect me at all. I mean, I didn't go anywhere near the city. I mean, where I work is right on the Indiana border, so I didn't venture into the city. I didn't see any or hear anything disturbing going on.
Sure.
So I had very little. It did not affect me in any way, shape, or form.
No, I know my mom said that the driving up in Chicago was brutal this week. She drove up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
She had to go to O'Hare. She was catching a flight out of O'Hare to Spain.
Your mom drove to O'Hare from Cleveland?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a go. Unlike me, she likes to get up and go.
She's a trooper.
Yeah, she did. She drove from here to O'Hare and then caught a flight to Spain. But
well, what's in Spain?
My niece.
Oh, is that the one that changes her religion and stuff every so often?
My now Jewish niece.
Okay. She's a Jewish Spaniard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Exactly. But they were going there for whatever. I won't get into whatever. There's a story there, but I'll wait until it all fleshes out before I tell that one.
All right.
But she drove up there and she texted me and she was like, "Man, it is tough getting into Chicago."
Well, I told you last week, just driving 45 miles away to go out to the Arcata, and that was going away from the city. It was just brutal. It was a 2-hour ride, 2 hours and 10 minutes to go 45 miles.
Yeah, just no thank you. I will pass.
Yeah, it's just terrible. But yeah, your mom, how old's your mom? She's in her 70s.
76.
Wow, look at her. Just being a trooper driving.
Dude, she just had back surgery last month. Remember, I took her last month for back surgery. Now she's driving to Chicago
and flying
9 hours or whatever to fucking Spain.
Right.
Me, I can't be bothered to fucking go out to the mailbox.
So she couldn't catch any kind of a connector flight out of Cleveland, huh?
She could, but my other niece lives in Chicago, so she wanted to go and see my other niece first.
So there was another reason to.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and so she went to see my other niece, and then pick up, or I'm not sure how it all. I don't keep up with her fucking travel things. I'm not sure if she went to. I think she went to O'Hare, and on the way back, she's gonna hang out with my other niece. I think. Enough. But then she wants to have her car,
Sure.
So, and she doesn't want to spend $600 a day to rent one in Chicago. So
yeah, I get you.
So she just drove up, but yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah, she's a trooper, that's for sure.
Well, hey, good on her.
Well, she's getting every last day of it in, I guess. I'm just hoping that when she dies, it's not somewhere that I'll have to travel to go get her.
Right.
It's like, ugh, please die in your house.
Well, it's sad you have to think that way.
Dude, she may outlive me.
True.
I mean, she's way more energetic than me. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I mean, I look at my dad. He's 95 and still kicking strong.
Studley Hungwell, is your mom hot? Oh yeah, I jerk off to her every day, Studley. Every day. I just think about those mom tits, and I'm just like, whew.
She's a gilf.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just imagine her sucking my cock. It's just quite the thought there, Studley. Mm-hmm. Is your mom hot?
It's hysterical. Our fans.
Yep.
We got goofy fans.
We do.
Well, what else is going on? Anything good?
Had the biggest news cycle of anything I've ever been involved in my life with METALSHOP this week. We did an email interview with Tom Hamilton of Aerosmith.
Okay.
And it fucking broke huge. I mean, huge. It got on something like 150 news sites. Got into like Forbes.
Wow.
Covered our interview.
Now, when you say we who?
Me, Charlie Kendall's METALSHOP. Me, Corey, and Charlie.
All right, I gotcha.
But I mean, I was just thrilled because I read the questions that were sent, and I think all but one was mine, maybe two.
Okay.
But it was I don't know. I'm not trying to take credit for anything. It was a team effort. I mean, I could have written the best questions in the world, and I don't have the contact to make it happen. Charlie had that, so Charlie knew Tom Hamilton, so made it happen, and it was just real cool. It was like we put it up on, I think it was Thursday. We pushed it live. And we sent it. The funny thing is, I only sent it to one outlet at first. I sent it over to Ultimate Classic Rock.
Okay.
Our friend Matt, Matt
right.
Wardlaw.
Mm-hmm.
I sent it to Matt, and I said, "Look, I'll give you the exclusive because we put it in a video format because we wanted them to link to the video and not just steal the text." But I gave Matt the text, and I was like, "Look, I'll give it to you first. I won't give it to anybody else for 24 more hours after." You guys run with it first, right? So they put this thing up, and it spread like wildfire. It was on, like I said, 150 news outlets across the country picked it up. Crazy. Everything you can think of.
How was it credited as far as like this that he did?
Charlie Kendall's METALSHOP, yeah.
Okay, so that's that it got listed as Charlie Kendall's METALSHOP. All right.
Yeah, we were so. The only ones that didn't do that were the cocksuckers at iHeart. Those fucking faggots, they took it. They're just like, in a new interview, Tom Hamilton, and they put a link to it,
right,
so that they're legally covered. But what a cheap bunch of fucks they are. You can't list the name of the show, and I know why. It's because Charlie used to be on iHeart, and now he's not.
Right.
So now they can't list the show as any.
But they have no problem using the content, though.
No problem at all doing that. Those fucking faggots.
Right.
But
wait a minute, Chris. I'm going to suspend you for 2 shows.
Oh,
then.
sorry.
I'm going to take the money that you would have generated from
Right.
2 shows, and I'm going to donate it to faggot causes now.
Well, let's take it for the rest of the year. Faggot, 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 faggot.
So go ahead, as you were saying.
But yeah, no, it's just real cool. I mean, it was really, really pretty humbling, really, that, you're going through the day and all day long, I've got the Google alert thing. Every fucking 15 minutes, bloop, 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 bloop. I was like, God damn, this thing is really picking. And I guess I knew it would. It's Aerosmith, but.
And what was the reason it had to be an email interview rather than an actual interview?
Hamilton had cancer to his throat, and he can't really speak.
Oh, okay. But this was like a decade ago, right?
He still doesn't speak well. He's not comfortable speaking.
Okay.
Because we asked him, I was going to do, remember I talked about it last week that I was going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just, he didn't want to do it. He's not comfortable speaking.
Okay.
So we did it as an email thing instead. But, I just was like, wow, this is.
And how did this come about that it was Tom Hamilton doing an interview? What was
Charlie knows him.
Well, I know. Was it just, can I interview you just about, or just whatever? Or
yeah, it was about Metal Shop. We've done the last 3 episodes, or including the one that launches on Monday, have been this retrospective on the career of Aerosmith about, because of the retirement.
All right.
Because of the retirement, we did like a 3-episode history of Aerosmith type of a deal.
All right.
And in the middle of it, Charlie knew Hamilton and just reached out to him and said, hey, would you do something? And he said, sure. And then he said he wanted to just do an email interview. So then Charlie and I and Corey were writing questions and throwing them back and forth to each other with the questions, and then got sent to Hamilton. He answered it right back, and we put it out there.
Okay.
So it's real cool, man. I mean, it was really cool. To me, it's just cool to, it's another thing that I can put on the resume of, as featured in Forbes magazine. That's one I didn't have before.
And who are you applying for jobs with?
Well, as in my expansive world that I'm now trying to branch out as a critic.
Right, of course.
It's funny because I do think of it as, if I ever do put a resume together, it's like cool to have those things.
Mm-hmm.
But then, just like you said, who the fuck am I gonna?
Yeah, and besides that, it's just like sometimes when you have all those accomplishments, even if you actually were looking for a job, they wouldn't hire you because you got too much experience. It's just like, well, what can we offer this guy that he hasn't accomplished already?
Money.
Well, I understand that. I get that part. But that's what the one thing people don't want to part with is money.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, he's going to be asking. He'd be way out of our price league to get this guy.
Right.
If those credentials stood up or was of interest to somebody, and they would go, oh, well, this is out of our league. We can't afford that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at Chris Eddie Truncated. Now,
right.
Did I not just say we worked as a team on getting this thing together? Did I say I knew Tom Hamilton and I reached out to Tom Hamilton? And I know a secret about a major band that will be announcing their retirement, but you'll have to stay tuned in order to see it. Ugh, Eddie. I don't think Chris is doing that.
Yeah, Chris, Chris. He doesn't even want the one he has.
That's it. I'd be happy to settle down into Rev territory, a 300 square foot little fucking box.
Right.
I'd be thrilled with that.
He does not have the pride of ownership.
I don't. I hate owning a house. I hate it. If my son ever was to move away, I'd probably get evicted because I wouldn't cut the grass. I would. I just can't see me doing like that kind of shit. I can't. I have no pride in ownership. None. Not like you see like one little thing and you're like, oh, gotta stop what I'm doing. Fix that cracked paint. You know?
Yeah, and I do.
I can just let that shit go
Yeah,
forever. I don't care.
I like a pristine environment. That's why it was so weird to have a mouse in the house. I was just like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
It's like,
The worst part with the mice is that if they get in the walls, though.
well, it is in the wall. That's
Yeah,
the
but
thing.
that if there's more than one, you might be.
Right.
Dude, they make these little device things. I've got some of them that you plug it in,
And it has a high
pitched noise, and those work pretty good.
That's
actually.
what I hear. That's what I hear. But
You might want to invest in that.
This is the first time I've seen anything like that. I was just like, well, must be getting, later in the year, and you're looking to settle down for the winter. So it obviously came in.
Do you have like leaves or something right outside where it came in?
Yeah, the back side of my house faces a wooded area.
Okay, so it probably just was looking for somewhere to get out the rain or something, and
Exactly.
found a crack.
Exactly. So
Fucking
I'm
disgusting.
like packing that bitch right away. Come on,
That's right.
Miles, we're gonna do some war.
Here's a little piece of cheese for you there, Jerry.
So yeah, you're right. I mean, I like a pristine environment, and it's just I like to fix shit up and make sure it stays in good shape, because if and when they sell this place, I want to get top dollar.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, they could just fill this house with dirt when I'm done and call it my grave.
I just want to be buried in my house. I'll just be buried here.
Yeah, I don't want 2 or 3 people to have to struggle to fucking carry my fat ass out even. Just fucking bury me here.
Yeah,
just light the house on fire and burn it down.
Yeah, bury me in smoke.
That's right. Thank you, Phil.
A little down for you.
That's right.
Me with all the references tonight.
I know you, and they're all not from 1963 or whatever. It's great.
I love pop culture.
I guess so.
I'm a plethora of useless knowledge. It gets me nothing. But it makes me look smart as hell.
Yeah. Smart as hell at shit that has a total value of 0.
0 means absolutely nothing.
That's right.
It's like, but on the other hand, people go, God damn, how did you even know that?
Yeah. You're like, Jesus, get smart trivia. God damn. That Neeley, he's been watching TV for ages. Meanwhile, you watch no TV, which makes no sense that you know all this shit.
Because I remember it from a kid.
I know.
Remember seeing it as a kid.
But it really is fascinating. Like me, I watch TV pretty much all day, every day. There's a TV on. All day, every day. And I can't reference movies from 5 years ago.
Right.
I can reference just the biggest of the big, just The Godfather, just Goodfellas. No, you ask me a line from like, I don't know, something about Mary or something. I'm fucking clueless. I just won't have anything. And meanwhile, you're like, oh, don't you remember, the Bridges of Madison County or whatever, from fucking 35 years ago or whatever. And you're like, yeah, that's when he said.
Yeah.
What? I don't know why I came with the Bridges of Madison County. I'm sure you didn't watch that movie, but
Clint Eastwood.
Did you watch that movie?
I did watch that movie.
I've never seen it. I have no idea how that one even snuck into my brain. I've never even seen it.
It's just like your other favorite movie, The Notebook.
Oh, yeah. Never have, never will.
Silver's Linings Playbook. Another one of those awful movies.
Right.
But speaking of Goodfellas, it's weird you brought that up, because that was one of my go to sleep watching movies this week.
Goodfellas?
Yeah, I was just sort of in a mood. I don't know why I was thinking about Goodfellas, and I was thinking, I'm going to watch that. And, I just put that on and drifted off into La La Land.
Did you put it on in DVD form, or did you put it on in streaming form?
On streaming.
Did it come with the warning that this has stereotypes that are no longer acceptable in culture today?
I did not see that.
I think Amazon might have that.
Well, it's a movie that I purchased from Amazon.
Okay.
It's in my library. It's in my Amazon library. So, I got a lot of the classics in there, whether it's Goodfellas or The Godfather or Casino or
sure.
So if I get in one of those moods, I have those to draw on.
Right.
So
Yeah.
having that big 65-inch TV in the room,
That's
and just
right.
drift off watching one of those movies.
Just roll back and forth a little bit, get some motion in the waterbed, and just be like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then hear that mouse scurry across the room. God damn it!
You're just watching Goodfellas all of a sudden. What the fuck?
Too funny. Getting back to, since we're talking TV watching, I did watch that Scot Petersen documentary.
How is it? I have not gotten to that one yet.
Actually very good. And again,
that's the one where he's interviewed now, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's also, I guess, there's a coalition of people out there who are trying to prove him innocent.
Right.
So they're they're coming at you from all sides. They're talking to the detectives. They're talking to Lacey's friends. They're talking to Lacey's mother. They're talking to Scott's sister. They're talking to, all the people who were involved. And, as wacky as that is, that whole thing was 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was
20 years ago. And, but it kind of leaves you to kind of draw your own conclusion. And it's like, this guy's guilty as fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know anybody that's watched anything that's come out and said, yeah, maybe he is innocent.
No, it was that burglary across the street. She went missing the same time that burglary happened. It could have been those guys.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, they drove 90 miles away and dumped her in the same lake Scott was fishing.
Yeah, they followed him out. They followed his fishing boat out as a good cover story.
You mean that fishing boat you didn't tell anybody you even owned?
Yeah. And that garage full of fucking handmade anchors out of fucking cement. Nah, he didn't do it. No way.
No, it's all circumstantial. Everything was circumstantial.
Right. Dude, come on. That dude totally whacked her.
Yeah. He didn't want to be a dad.
No.
He didn't want to be a dad. He didn't want to be married to a bitchy wife. And,
dude, it's literally the precursor to the Chris Watts thing. It's the same fucking story.
Basically it, I rode this marriage thing out for a while. Now I'm really stuck because now she's going to have a baby.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And not only that, it's also, I found some new pussy that's better than what I have.
Yeah. I want to bang. I don't want to be a dad. I don't want to be settled down. I want to bang.
I found this other chick that sucks my dick on the regular. I'd rather just deal with that. It's amazing when you hold those two stories up next to each other, the Watts story and the Peterson story. They are the same story.
Yeah, pretty much. And they almost look like the same guy.
They do look very similar. That is true.
They got the brush cut haircut. Yeah. And, they try to, do the whole workout thing and acting all charming and, acting like a real ladies' man.
Yeah, both of them pretending that they didn't have the relationship with the cops and everything else.
Right.
No, I'm not seeing anybody else. Then it comes out, here's all kinds of phone calls with you, and here's all kinds of texts with you.
Yeah, the weirdest thing is about the whole Scot Petersen thing, and I don't want to blow this up for anybody if you haven't seen it yet, because it's actually a very good documentary. Yeah. The thing about this Amber Fry chick.
Yeah.
He's quote unquote dating her for months.
Yeah.
She never once asked, hey, can I come to your house?
Nah.
It's the weirdest thing. It's just like, if you're dating with somebody, it's just like, wouldn't they be curious about where you live and want to come to your house? You
would think so. Yeah.
That's just weird. It's like, okay. Well, where do you live? Maybe some weekend I could come to your place.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I better ask my wife if she minds.
It's under renovation.
I've never gone out with a girl for any length of time without them being curious. Hey, well, how about if I come to your place and make you dinner or something? As an excuse to come over. They want to come over for, they want to check out your, to snoop around is what they want to do. And they want, where's the red flags now? Where's the red flag? Oh, wait a minute. I checked his medicine cabinet. He's got something in there that I don't, whatever.
Right. That or picture of mom and dad and they're both real fat, so you don't want to date them or whatever,
that's one of the funny things that was made a comment from somebody that I dated once. It's like, you don't have any pictures in your house at all.
Oh, at your house?
Yeah, at my house.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, you don't have any pictures at all. It's like you have no connection to anybody or anything.
You're like, yeah, that's right.
That's the funniest goddamn thing. It's like, well, I guess I don't. It's like, yeah, you don't have any photos of family or anything. You'd have no pictures in your house, nothing.
Look, it just saves you time on taking the shit down when they turn into cunts.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Dude, the ironic, I don't really either. I have pictures of my nieces and my kids on the refrigerator. I don't have anything in a frame. Nothing.
Right.
Everything that's in a frame in my house is, I don't know, CDs that I was credited on, or tour posters of shows that I was at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the lyrics from Little Victories that Georgia Middleman sent me.
Right.
You know, handwritten lyrics, which is pretty cool.
Your collectible memorabilia.
Yeah, my few memorable. Yeah, I don't have nearly as much as you do because I'm not really a collector guy. But I have maybe 8 things on the wall. I have a big old Scarface poster in the room, in the bedroom.
Yeah. And you got
that's about it.
You got that big photo you got from Joe.
Yeah, Roger Waters.
Roger Waters. Yeah.
I do have that on the wall. But again, none of that is like family or nothing. No. That's all. I do have like one of those Google Homes or Google Nest, whatever those fucking things are called. And it does have pictures that cycle through of, you know, doing stuff. Like there's a picture of me and you at the fucking Red Rain Fest that we did at Fiore's. And there's a couple pictures of me and Stephanie and me and John and, you know, various people at various drunken situations. It seems to be a common thread in all of them. There's a lot of pictures of me with booze. Right.
It doesn't seem to be the case these days, though.
Nah.
That kind of seems to be like something in the past.
It kind of is. I don't have time for it. That's really what it comes down. It's not that I've quit. I want to go and just get fucked up every single day, but I just I don't have time. I don't have time for the recovery.
Right.
You know, like this week, I worked my ass off all week, plus I was in front of a camera. This is Saturday. If you go from Monday to Saturday, this is the 5th time I've been in front of a camera in 6 days. You know, yesterday was the only day I did not do a show. You know, and that's I can't do any of these things fucking hungover.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, dude, you remember the old days of doing this? I'd be great for like 4 hours. 4 hours, I'd be like on fire.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 hours, like, you'd be reading a story. I'd be like, yeah, Confederate flag, got it. Yep. You know, I'd be falling asleep. You know, I just don't have. I don't have that. I'm probably gonna get high as fuck on Monday.
Oh yeah, what's Monday?
Just me and Kelly are going to have lunch, and they've got the legal weed now, so I need her to take me. She's more of a weed expert than I am these days. So
okay, she's a connoisseur of the weed.
So I need her to show me where the good what's the good shit from the bad shit.
Will you be doing the THC groove?
I would imagine so.
Will you be playing some Bullet Boys?
I don't know that I'll be doing that. I'm not.
No.
I don't think I can smoke that much weed. But
you won't be doing the smooth up in you later.
No, I'll be doing the smooth up on Seth later because I'll be doing the Seth show high. But but I am looking forward to getting some legal weed, baby. Seeing what's going on there on Monday, so that'll be fun.
And when did weed become legal in Ohio?
Last year it became legal, but it went on sale 2 weeks ago.
What do you mean it went on sale?
It was legal here, but the places didn't have licenses or whatever to start selling it.
Dispensaries weren't licensed yet.
But they just finally 2 weeks ago gave licenses in a handful of cities, maybe 15 cities or whatever. So
okay.
I'll be making a long drive over to Bedford.
Wow. All the way over there.
All the way over to Bedford. What's that, 6 miles?
I'm traveling out of my comfort zone.
Damn right. I'll be packing a bag, getting the oil changed on the car.
Where are you going, Dad? Going to Bedford.
Going to Bedford.
All the way over there, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to smoking some legal weed instead of, rolling the dice that it's good. That's always been the problem with fucking weed, is you never know if it's really good or not until you
Well,
smoke it.
when you were a young entrepreneur, were you selling good weed?
Most of the time, but sometimes it was shit.
And where did you get your weed to where it was good weed and you were able to sell it? Who was your supplier?
There was a couple of guys in the neighborhood, in the neighborhood over there on Summers Avenue in Streetsboro.
Okay.
There's a couple guys that lived in that area, and you would talk to all three of them and see what the pricing was. And for me, I would generally, if I talked to all three, I'd go with the guy with the middle price. That was kind of my thing, because the guy with the cheap price was just selling fucking stems that he ground up, that were just shit. So, you got to know these guys a little bit. You got to know who was dealing with what, and and that's how I did it, and it always worked. Nobody ever I don't ever remember somebody coming back to me and saying, "This wasn't good weed at all. I want my money back."
And you weren't concerned about these guys rolling you for the money?
Nah, I was tougher than those guys.
Were you?
Yeah. Dude, you forget I was a fucking fighting machine back then.
I don't know who you were dealing with.
Oh, dude, I was a machine. I was definitely, I was a guy that somebody tried to roll me, I'd show right back up with a ball bat and just cave their fucking skull in.
You'd be like Jonah Hill in War Dogs, where you had to go to your trunk and get your automatic rifle out of there.
Yeah, well, it was before that, but I had bats. I definitely had bats that I wasn't afraid to use. And I wasn't afraid to throw, even as a little kid, I was not afraid to fight. I always, if somebody crossed me, I'd fucking throw. They'd have to fight me to roll me. It'd be different now. In today's world, Jesus, you go like that, you end up dead. But
right.
Back then, you could just fight. You could fight, and whoever won. It ain't like that anymore.
Nope. Yeah, you remember that scene in War Dogs where they go to score some weed and those homies are hanging out in front there. He goes, "Dude, why don't you just come direct to the distributor?" And gave him $300, and the guy put it in his pocket. He goes, "Well, where is it?" He goes, "Where's what?"
Yeah.
He goes, "The weed." "What weed?"
What are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. Exactly.
So he goes and gets that auto AR out of his trunk and starts shooting it off into the air. His buddy there, he goes, "Dude, what are you doing?" He goes, "It's okay, dude. I'm an FFL." I'm an FFL, so I could just shoot this automatic weapon in a neighborhood, no problem.
Yeah, that was a good movie. War Dogs. That's a damn good movie.
See, there you go with the recall memory of certain movie scenes.
Yeah, dude, did you see this video of this shooting in fucking Philly?
No.
This is why I wouldn't do this these days. Watch this. I'm giving people a warning. This is pretty graphic.
All right.
Watch this shit. This is what's going on out there these days. This is why I don't think I'd be a fighter guy anymore. Watch this.
Yeah, of course. You can't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Well, you don't want to bring anything to this fight. Look at this. Here we go. Whoop. Jesus Christ. Oh, not dead yet. Let's make sure we get him. Holy shit.
Wow, that guy was a fighter. He's just riddled with bullets and
just kept on going.
Just kept on getting up.
Dude, that's why I don't think I'd be the same guy today as back then.
Yeah, it's just animal behavior out there these days.
It is. Yeah. I want nothing to do with any of that. No thing. Did he live? What are you guys, stupid? That is dead, so dead.
Yeah, I mean the guy took a full magazine, to the head and body. I don't think he's alive.
That is dead, so dead. They're digging up brain matter out of that street. He is very dead.
What a mess.
Yeah, that's the world we live in today, man. Woo.
Yeah, no regard for life, no code of ethics at all that that used to, even the mobsters used to abide by.
Yeah.
But no more. Not anymore.
Come
That's
on, Jim.
true. That is true.
Yeah. We don't know what their ethnicity was.
Well, that's the whole thing with all the nonsense that goes on in the city of Chicago, and the majority of the shootings and the killings. I'm all for it, just for the attrition purposes. It's just like, let's just eliminate them. Let them eliminate each other.
Yeah, well, it's out there again, man. It's definitely a mess.
Yeah, just go ahead, just eliminate each other. Just do us all a favor.
Whoever just asked me for a link to that video, just go to X and type in the search "shooting Philadelphia." It's the first thing that comes up. First thing that'll come up: shooting Philadelphia. Yeah, then there was some rapper this week that got. These guys are fucking. They're trying to bring back the Tupac Biggie times. I forget. I don't know this rapper from anything. Rapper YNC. I don't even know who he is. But he made a video, like a music video, where he was digging up the remains of one of his enemies or something that got gunned down.
Okay.
Like just to be an asshole. And yeah, so then this week he got gunned down and killed himself.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, what are you doing? What is fucking wrong with this world?
I don't know.
What a world we're in.
Everything's about the street cred, man.
I guess. I'm glad I live out in the fucking suburbs away from the street.
I'll commute 45 minutes, 50 minutes away every day just to be that far away.
I'm just thankful I don't have to deal with anybody on my commute.
Yeah. Not likely you're going to run into some hoodlum between the bedroom and the couch.
Very unlikely. And even if I did, it's not like I'm armed for that. It's not like I'm not armed for that 10-step walk from the bedroom to the living room. Of course I'm armed.
Like, get out of my way. I got the Mossberg right here next to me.
Yeah. Oh, I do. It's right here.
I'm carrying the judge. I'm coming out now.
I do carry the judge from the bedroom to the living room. Absolutely. Dude, you're going to laugh at this. I've had that car, that broke dick car in my driveway.
Yeah.
For 10 years or whatever. And somebody put a note on my door that they want to buy the car.
Okay.
That they want to buy it. So I called them and, they want to give me a couple $100 for it or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. And they're like, yeah, well, we want to come over and take a look at it. And the first thing I thought was, all right, got to make sure I got my gun with me. Because I'm not going out in my front yard with some fucking strangers I don't know.
Right.
I'm just not going to do it. I'm gonna definitely be carrying when I go out there with them, just in case I need it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. You don't know, man. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't trust a fucking person. If that makes me a nut or something, then so be it. I'll be nutty and safe.
Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate that it's come to this, but it really has come to this.
Yeah.
It really is. It's very unfortunate that who was it that I think it was that comedian, that Maniscalco, Sebastian Maniscalco.
Okay.
You know who he is?
I know the name, but I don't really know.
Well, he has a little bit in one of his stand-ups where he was saying that when he was growing up back in the late 60s, early 70s, somebody come knocking at the door, you as a whole family would get up to see who's at the door, and it would usually be like a neighbor or a friend or somebody stopping by. And, the mom she'd break out the coffee cake and the coffee and
sure,
everybody sit down. But now it's, if somebody knocks at your door, it's just like,
yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I do. That's why I keep, how dumb is it to be in your own house carrying a weapon? But I do. I carry the judge, from room to room, just in case if somebody ever comes busting in, I'm gonna shoot them dead.
Right.
I'm not gonna have that moment where it's, oh, I wasn't prepared.
Right.
And now I'm getting tied up and ass raped before I get shot in the head. No, not going to happen.
You know, what's really funny, though, is that, you know, I live in a pretty safe neighborhood, but you know how many times I've ever answered the door when somebody come to the door and rang the bell or not?
I'd imagine zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah.
Not once.
I don't do it often. I'm usually like, well, and I think most people are in that world now too, because even with Amazon, when Amazon started, they used to knock on the door and hand you your package.
Right, of course.
Now they just throw it on the ground.
They just drop it.
They don't even knock. They don't even ring the bell. Nothing. Now they just drop
it.
They don't
ring the bell. Nothing. They just leave it on your front in front of your front door.
Yeah, and take a picture of it so that if you say it got stolen, they can say no, it didn't. We
like here it is.
We got proof.
Yep.
I mean, and it's because of the crazy world we live in, man.
Yeah, and I don't do it because of the crazy world we live in so much as I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody. So for someone to come to my door, it's not somebody I know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to answer the door. Yeah. Probably some solicitor or something like that. It's like, I'm not even going to deal with it.
Right.
So I don't even, not so much as even blink.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Don't even blame you a little bit, man.
You know, people go, well, who's your neighbor? It's like, fuck if I know.
Yeah. Well, I used to know all my neighbors. Now I don't know any of them. I know my guy across the street, my guy Jeff, but he's been there for like 20 years, so I know him, and I know my guy right here,
and
Jose,
and the cunt next to you that bitch because you yell at her kids or some shit.
Yeah, no, because I play loud music
on a Sunday morning or whatever.
Yeah, because I dare to play music.
Yeah,
you know, and dude, you're not even. They are still fucking working on this house next door. It's still not done being built.
Is it Hillbilly Haven over there? They're piecemealing it?
Dude, it has been like 14 months. 14 months to build a fucking house. I mean, it's like, God damn it, finish this shit up already. What the fuck? You know, and it's not as bad as it used to be because I think most of the outside work is done. But every once in a while on a Wednesday at fucking 8:01 a.m., it's like, oh, you motherfucker, I'm just now going to bed.
Yeah.
You fucking cocksuckers.
It's a do-it-yourself fixer-upper project.
I think dude, when you see it, next time you're out here and you see it, you're going to laugh because it is that old adage of you don't want to have the biggest house on the street.
Yeah.
It's like my house, what would you call it? It's just my whole neighborhood is just ranch houses. Yeah,
it's just a single level ranch house.
Yeah. There's a couple of houses that are 2 level, but almost every house on my street, which is, what'd you say my street is, a quarter mile long?
Yeah, about that.
Quarter mile long, both sides of the street, all ranch houses with maybe 5 total double-decker houses. And then there's this thing that's got to be 5,500, 6,000 square feet. It's going to be whatever he's spending to put it in is going to be all lost because it's going to have no property value.
Right.
Because you don't want to have the nicest house in the neighborhood because the property value is the lowest on it.
Yeah, because the comparables, there are very few comparables or, you know, or the averages. Yeah,
it's dumb. And there's no way, whatever he turned what was probably a $200,000 house into a $600,000 house. But I guarantee you, being in this neighborhood, it's only going to value at about $300,000. Because all the other houses are $200,000.
Right, exactly.
There's no way who's gonna spend $600,000 to buy a house and live in a neighborhood full of $200,000 houses? It's just stupid.
Well, I guess if he doesn't, intend on selling it or anything, that's one thing.
No, he better not. I mean, dude, I can't imagine where he's living. He's not living in this place.
Right.
He's been constructing on it for fucking 14 months. His mom's got to be sick and death of him and his fucking shitbag kids. Ugh, cunts.
All right. Well, I say we take our first break. Is his name Eddie Trunk? Living next to Chris? Chris Trunk?
No, I don't think so.
No? It's his intermediate stopover house on his way to Vegas.
Could be it's his third home.
On his way back from Vegas to New Jersey.
That's right.
He wants to live near a renowned journalist.
Yeah, that's probably does. So he can claim everything I do.
Yeah.
Wouldn't shock me.
All right. Well, let's take a break here and let's play a few tunes. And as I always say, if you want to get a request in, you can hit me up via the email request@theclassicmetalshow.com, request@theclassicmetalshow.com. And if I have time, I will play your song for you. So what should we play, Chris?
Burning Down the City by Sammy Hagar.
All right. Oh, you're going to play that hypocrite Sammy?
I am.
That terrible, awful guy. I can't wait till he's dead.
Yeah, well, until
After
he's dead,
what he says, whatever he said about Eddie.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Well, since he's got to be destitute now,
right.
Got to give him a couple of nickels from playing this song.
What was the name of the tune?
Burning Down the City. It's on VOA.
All right.
I think it's the last tune maybe on VOA.
All right. I got it. Well, when are you going to interview Sammy?
I don't know.
Come on.
I've interviewed him before, so it's no biggie to me.
Well, you didn't get an ID for the CMS.
That was fucking 20 years ago. I think it was before I was even on the CMS.
I know. All right. Well, we're going to play a few tunes. We'll come back, do some more stuff. So here it is. Here's that shithead Sammy Hagar, the one who dissed Eddie Van Halen, man, who's out there ripping off Van Halen songs, making money off of Eddie's dead corpse.
That's right.
By touring with former Van Halen members.
That's right.
What a dickhead.
Asshole.
Yeah. All right, here it is. It's Sammy Hagar, Burning Down the City, exclusively here
on your
Brace yourself for the wildest ride of your life. It's the craziest book Chris Aiken has ever written, and other things I should not say. Get ready for over 500 pages of pure, unfiltered debauchery. From his military years, Chris Aiken spills the shocking stories of sex, partying, violence, and the stuff that's so wild it's probably illegal. You've heard the tales on the Classic Metal Show, but never like this. Don't wait. Get your copy now at chrisaiken.net before the censors try to shut it down.